Hey, is this thing on? Cool. There's a tension between the robot NPCs of Hi-Fi Rush, between the old units, with this old logo, and the newly redesigned. NPC interactions and ambient soundscape alike dance to the soundtrack. The keys on the keyboards read things like nemui or oyatsu, meaning sleepy or snack in Japanese, a fun nod to how badly these workers need a break. There's a lot going on in the wacky office hellscape of Vandelay Campus. Shall we dance? Dialogue, design, animation, and annotation. NPCs fill the worlds of our favorite video games in a variety of ways. I happen to like people watching in games, and I also like virtual photography, or the use of in-game photo modes and cameras to snap interesting shots. So at the intersection of those two things, I've been photographing NPCs as my subjects of interest for some time now. I talk to them when I can, follow them around, and pay extra attention to their clothing, character design, narrative motifs, and behavior patterns that might go unnoticed by the average player. And here is what I learned in... Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation? Well, to talk about that, we have to go back. Way back. But we also have to go down and gaze upon the glorious machine. And down again, and hit the drums. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi-Fi Rush is a rhythm action game developed by Tango Gameworks. And you can see the little Tango snail just hanging out in some of the levels. Maybe he's vibing to the music by the water. Or sweating up a storm in the volcano level. Or confused by a hologram in the VR lab. In Hi-Fi Rush, everything is timed to the music. The combat, the platforming, the puzzles, the environment, etc. It is such a harmonized technical feat, you can't help but be impressed. On the rare moments you're not nodding to the beat while kicking bolts, that is. The game is, in simple terms, a vibe. The soundtrack, a mix of hi-fi beats to study to. And it's got an excellent photo mode with some fun opportunities all around campus to boot. You are Chai, a young aspiring musician caught in the crosshairs of a conspiracy on Vandelay Campus. Vandelay is a tech megacorporation run by a board of over-the-top comic book-esque villains in love with the sounds of their own voices. One of the most stylistically inspiring things about this game is how much these antagonists' personalities are expressed as much through the environment design as by their own literal character designs. Head of production Reika will commandeer all the screens around the area to yell at you, with poppy action lines shooting at the panels for emphasis. Head of marketing, Mimosa, does the same, but with posters for her pop concert instead of a direct stream, at the concert itself, where you fight her. She's got a giant multi-orchestra band in the background at all times. Here, we can see them and the range of instruments they're playing when the lights flash on. And in later phases, she'll summon synchronized lines of backup dancers too. These NPCs are only ever on screen for maybe a minute, and they're more extensions of her character than characters themselves. But they're still slick, with designs radiating personality, and even a more custom, more minimalist Vandelay logo than the average bots. Zanzo, the egomaniacal head of R&D, works in a volcano lair. Of course he does, and projects giant holograms of himself to taunt you. He's got little Zanzo dolls of himself scattered around the level, sometimes with smiley faces, sometimes with sad. Head of Finance, Roquefort, has the fanciest office in the building, with vanity trophies and a wall of clocks under a plaque. Time is money. Each clock is set for a different division of the company except, well, you know, they all work in the same time zone. Our gang's mission is to kick that board of baddies down and return Vandelay to its roots, back when it was run on a platform of philanthropy. Allegedly. Currently, the company is headed by the nefarious CEO Kale, with employee robots being divided into BK, before Kale, and post-Kale units. The older models have an older, simpler red Vandelay logo on them, while newer ones have this sleeker, fancier V, like you can see on these chest plates. The game does some fun things with this distinction. O5 Car and Luce 11LE, or Oscar and Lucille, are old souls who miss what the company used to be. Currently, Kale's team has them managing the most embarrassingly mundane tasks, like stacking boxes, or waiting around in a party hat to greet people who survive Zanzo's wild obstacle course. There's drinks and snacks, as well as a big old banner. Here we can see the S fell off, so it just reads, "Congrat." Yay. They at least take pride in their work. You break Oscar's pile of boxes, he'll be only slightly fazed by it.
May have destroyed me stack, but my memories remain. Oh, what a good job it was.
There is quite a bit of tension between these classic models and the new ones, as you can see here.
Check out that dude over there. One of the old models sent over from production. Barely knows what he's doing. Bet he's in awe of my skills.
That new model robot keeps yelling at me to keep working, but it keeps giving me its work to do.
Tell ya, those old models really slowing us down. Us new models, we know how to get stuff done.
But I shouldn't be complaining. There's work to do, and what good work it is.
Still, it is valuable to have Oscar and Lucille's perspectives, since they're our best indication this used to be a decent place to work. It gives our heroes' motives some much-needed affirmation from the average worker's side. All robot names are alphanumeric, but there are interesting distinctions there too. The BK units are called things like Oscar or Lucille, or Carrie, that resemble real names. Kale's units have names that are more contracted, technical, and impersonal. SBR001, and so forth. It's a nice little narrative and textual flourish. This is a surprisingly prevalent dichotomy throughout the game. Oscar laments that the company museum has become less about recording history and more about advertising for the future. There's a whole thing over how these new models are invited to the concert, but the old have to sneak around to get a glimpse.
Really got the short end of the circuit here. I'm stuck with the old models. I want to watch the show, not clean it up.
From here, we can hear the show, and I do not think anyone will find us. Our jobs are safe.
In the basements, you can find an Oscar unit who's created a pretty grim art installation about his fear of being replaced.
My work was chastised for being too dark, but I think it's quite powerful. A strong statement. How us older robots are being overcome by our successors. What a deep and introspective work indeed.
Out in the courtyard, there's a new model making fun of the old by doing the robot.
Hey, everyone, check this out! I'm moving like one of those old Vandelay units. So old school. Been doing this for hours.
Yeah, but we've been watching this for hours.
And in a random data log, one of them writes, "Wait, won't we new units also be replaced one day? Oh no!" With all its fourth wall breaks and jokes about budgets and artistry and rampant mismanagement leading to crunch, Hi-Fi Rush often feels like a tongue-in-cheek video game about developing video games. And these are the kinds of characters we can expect to see as we swing around Vandelay's campus. Easily my favorite NPC animations were the scenes that took a page out of the rest of the game's playbook by being timed to the music. Just look at these. That guy doing the robot? Not only does he dance in time to the music, his friends nearby snap their fingers to it too. There's a bot who somehow got stuck in the wall, and his knocks line up with the beat, as do the click-clacks of the keyboards nearby. there's this bot, amping himself up for his training exercises. And then there are these two, who get into a fight set to the beat. There's just something so rhythmically satisfying about watching them click and spring to the music. Vandelay's manufacturing happens to the beat too, as we can see older BK models with the old logo here on a production line, getting crushed into raw materials, and then reprinted into new models here. In later stages like the production level, we can see these new models get assembled into their final forms too, again, set to the music. It's fun. And how were these characters actually assembled, you ask? Well, a lot of that credit goes to character artist Kazuya Matsumura, who's posted renders on ArtStation with the caption that he handled both the variation design and modeling. Not all NPC animations and sound effects can be timed to the music, of course. That would have taken a gargantuan amount of work, but they do at least all add to the sound mix in interesting ways, at least complementing the music. Consider this one guy who's hiding an event and playing games on his phone. What's he playing?
These rhythm games are too hard. I want to relax, but you gotta time it right. I'll get back to work. Just one more game.
And the noises from his phone hum into the soundtrack. Or take these test robots getting whacked around in awkward situations. Or, you know, I'll let the sound mix speak for itself. You might have also noticed the game takes full advantage of its comic book-inspired cel-shaded art style here, with fun particle effects and onomatopoeias paired with the NPC animations, to really emphasize style and sound. They're enjoying the moment? See haha text over their heads. They're nervous or feeling hot? They'll sweat.
It's too hot. I can't do it. We aren't even programmed to feel the heat. Fix the generator. But I'm tired.
They're cleaning the floors? Smoke pulls into the vacuums.
I can't wait until we can eat off this floor. Time to clean. Time to clean.
And cleaner floors might sparkle. Yay! You hit them?
Time to clean.
They'll say, what the beep, and curse and question. Oh no. Aesthetically, it rules. Functionally, it's useful during combat sections, when that emphasis really helps enemy actions feel bolded, deliberate, and telegraphed. By extension, reactable. But Hi-Fi Rush also adapts that aesthetic really smartly to the 3D space, with flourishes you wouldn't see on a flat page. Like, clean floors twinkling and shining seems clear enough, but in polished floors you can also see screen space reflections of our characters in motion. The game features ambient occlusion, with NPCs casting shadows that appear as cross-hatched comic lines, depending on where we're looking at them from. In the volcano level, visible heat waves distort the screen as you maneuver the camera, even in photo mode. So what exactly is going on with the music here? Let's take it from Smidge, the helpful smart fridge who pops up to give you tutorials. He'll helpfully carry around a little sign advertising hints, and if we pan around, we can see the back of the sign reads, "Let me help you." He's normally nice and unassuming, but for combat tutorials, Smidge might also bulk up with a six-pack. He'll also swap the little snowflake sticker on his side with a #1 power sticker. That's not his scariest side though. If you ignore his little lessons in the first level, Smidge might actually zoot after you and hold up a bigger sign.
Oh, hello there again, friend.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, you must have not seen me. Perhaps my sign wasn't big enough.
Yeah. That was it.
I knew you wouldn't be so rude as to avoid me. I was just looking around, and it seems like the whole world seems to be moving to your musical superpowers.
Again, same message on the back, but clearer this time. You're not ignoring him. Surely you just missed him, right? And if you ignore him again? Well, that's just mean, and he'll let you know it.
Okay, what is it?
I just wanted to tell you that because you ignored me, I will no longer tell you my hint.
You don't need to chase me to tell me that.
I do. You need to learn your lesson. I am a friend. A good friend. Who wants to help?
Yeah, I got that vibe.
He can also do a little dance to get your attention. The last time you see Smidge is right after the campus goes into lockdown. Chai gets into a big old fight in the cafeteria, and then he's on the run, and he finds... well, his friend is just a smidge injured.
Did you just sacrifice yourself for my escape?
Unfortunately not. I was merely on the way to get lunch.
Oh, well, still, thanks.
The funny thing is, he's holding a sign pointed at the way ahead. When we look around, though, we can see that his sign is upside down in this state. Which means, if it were to be the right way up, it would be pointing back to the cafeteria, where he was apparently headed. Here's a nice little thing Hi-Fi Rush does that works particularly well for robot NPCs. While models are rigid and opaque in photo mode, with proper collisions and everything, in-game they'll turn translucent if they get in the way of the camera. It's a nice gesture to the player, but the other fun bit of this is that it lets you see inside the robots. So for a smart fridge like Smidge, you'll see some nice cool drinks in there. There is another smart fridge NPC named Bamidge, who's an artist. Despite being a sibling design, he's so much an artiste he doesn't bother storing drinks like his counterpart. And so we can't see in there, which is a fun bit of character distinction.
Is that one of those smidge things?
No. Do not confuse me with my unsensible brethren. I am the limited collector's edition model, Bamidge. But please refer to me as the artist.
Look upon his visage, yea mighty, and despair.
Drawings? No! That is art! Just like this, right here.
He's got some fancier stickers on compared to Smidge. It's a nice touch.
Nice? No. It is sublime. A mediocre review. Worse than nothing at all.
So, hold up, I hear no one ask. A fridge? A cafeteria? Lunch? Drinks? How does eating and drinking work in this game? Well, apparently the robots aren't eating the food, they're responsible for composting it.
So much wasted food. I have to compost all of it. You all right in there? Gotta wait for those burgers to compost before you take any more. Not feeling too good right now.
And they use the bathrooms to compost too. Which, like, honestly, good for Vandelay? Get those green tax credits.
Just 2,000 hamburgers left. I can do it.
There's also a duo of noir detectives, Vandelay's HR investigators Seb A and JSF, references to partners Sebastian and Joseph from Tango's previous game, The Evil Within. Seba's flask reads oil, which plays into this common trope I've seen in other games too, where robots will drink oil as a substitute for alcohol. See also Ratchet & Clank. Beyond that, Seba and JSF are just really funny parodies of film noir detectives, with dialogue like,
Someone might trip on these things, get hurt, can almost see the lawsuit.
There is so much oil.
You're damn right. And all this oil means one slippery slope. You want me to feel what these robots felt? I get it.
Beep boop. Beep beep.
That stings. Like licking a battery while taking a shower.
and they're often seen around crime scenes and in the wake of disaster. What, you want an autopsy? Then here it is. JSF's little notebook has a passport photo of his partner in it, next to some lined pages with the Vandelay logo. Their verdict? In most cases, not good. See, Vandelay is a terrible place to work. That's the joke. The whole joke. Where Hi-Fi Rush gets so much mileage is in how many ways it finds to tell it. How many workplace violations can we find in this thing? Well, sometimes that answer's in the flavor text. Most times, it's with the NPCs. Original carry models weren't meant to carry this many boxes, but Kale has them working overtime, so we see them suffering basically everywhere. Characters will gossip in their downtime. If you read the ticker text on their belts, you can see messages like, "Do not leave unsupervised." Or, when they're on duty, whatever their assigned tasks might be. Or look at these delivery drones who have warnings about current laser use being up 50,000%, and how we should conserve power by turning off lasers when we leave a room. The drone pops up just before this little section, so that's fun. 50,000%, baby! The tickers around the levels also have occasional fun stuff on them, like this little message from one of Chai's friends. "Hey Mr. Chai, I figured out how to hack these." Good work, Cinnamon. It seems pretty universally agreed R&D's the worst division to work.
Getting a break once every 3 months, let me tell you, kinda stingy. Could be worse. You could be an R&D.
It's surely the hottest. Zanzo's minions have this thing called Z-shielding you need to break during combat. But what's fun is his friendly units seem to as well. There's some fun stuff here about all the ways they're trying to raise productivity. Have a look.
Turned off my leg power unit to focus all my CPU on my coding skills. Zanzo's making us work at 5x speed as opposed to our normal 3x. We're not supposed to question Zanzo, but that whole 8 days a week thing even more suspicious. Why are there 4 Mondays in a row with him?
Also, normally when you hit NPCs,
Never attack the programmer if you want to get the work done.
they just spurt fun dialogue.
You attack me, then it annoys me.
Hey, I'm watching here. Hey, I'm resting here.
Stop it! I'm programming here!
Hey, quit it. I'm working here. No, you're not.
But when you hit the crash test robots, they...
Is this the test? If so, I'm happy to be of help.
Well... There's also one bot with the same trash pickup arm Chai got, but it's like clearly not good for its intended use.
This robot arm is trash. It can't even do what it's supposed to. Oh, sorry. Looks like you, got one of them too.
There's another with a fear of heights who's been dispatched to work way up high.
Also, why did they even program me to be afraid of heights?
Lovely. And what's going on down there? There are some fun jokes about the weird layouts of the levels, with NPCs drawing maps in crayon so they don't get lost.
Man, I'm so confused on how I even got here. How am I gonna get back? Gotta keep up that map before I forget.
And there's a bot who's fallen off a ladder. Thankfully, he had a friend close by.
I told you not to fool around when working. Don't worry, it's fine, man. Nah, it don't look like it from here.
A fun little detail here is that a photograph of this moment, for some reason, gets put up in the company museum later. I guess workers' comp incidents are the company's idea of fine art. And speaking of the museum, there are quite a few NPC photos displayed there, including one of Oscar navigating this absurd circus of a server room. Buddy, I hope you get a raise one day.
Alas, I have me duties, and I will do them well.
There's some great character work in the level design here again. You'll notice portraits of the 6 Vandelay heads in the museum hall, except... what's this? They've removed Corsica's and tossed it in the basement. Also in the basement is another Tango Gameworks snail, and a second reference to the evil within. You can see one of the mirrors from those games light up. And pull the snail in. A fun flourish here, the snail's shell has its own physics. In the main museum, amidst all the exhibits, we can also run into a living bot who's pretending to be an exhibit, just as a way to goof off.
What? You can tell it's me? Just trying to take a break. Don't tell anyone.
A friend of mine and I actually did this once at a Madame Tussauds. It worked, people stared at him very confused. I don't know why you needed to know that, this just seemed like a good time to share.
But I gotta say, I'm pretty well hidden. Might be the best display in this whole place.
Okay, we've seen enough of robots being mistreated. Now let's see more of them goofing off. They have these little sleep bubbles and Z's over their heads when they're charging. The cleaner bots are notoriously talkative. At one point, the game asks, what would happen if we put them all in a room together? Unfortunately for this NPC, trying to take a nap, this was that room.
Kinda clean. I can't wait to get off this floor.
Trying to take a nap. These things won't quit. This is a break room, guys.
How many other ways can they slack off? Well, let's have a look. A fun thing about games featuring some kind of giant corporation is they can just plaster that corporation's name or logo everywhere. It's on the swim tubes. Oop, where'd it go? It's on all the food boxes. And the instruments. It's even in the foam latte art. Another fun break. There's someone fishing in the volcano who's caught canned burger? Cool. The most fun scene, though, has to do with this carry unit with a crush on a coworker.
I know this may get me in trouble, but I think that is the love of my life right there. Oh, unrequited love. Our work agreement forbids it.
Inter-office policies forbid anything from happening. Later on, though, you can actually find them on a little secret date.
Oh, but our love is forbidden. Prohibited by our terms of service.
It is a risk I am willing to take.
But what will my boss think?
Do not worry about yourself. I will take the blame.
On the most micro level, there are these pigeons. And cute robot dogs that have zero narrative or gameplay function, other than to just run around and add texture. At one point, you can see one being chased around by a cleaner bot too. They're called KUTWAN, or Cute One. Fun stuff. Finally, let's look at the enemy units. They have resting poses too, if you use photo mode to spy on them before combat. I don't have much to say, except they all have pretty sleek stylistic designs, same as the game's friendly NPCs. What is more novel here is how much the devs play with joints and articulation to make the bigger enemies look distorted, like pliable, hulking, intimidating beasts. This giant samurai robot has a chef variant in the cafeteria fight, who, on top of their model number on the chest plate, has these 3 stars instead. It's a subtle difference, but apt. I also really enjoyed the running gag of them coming after Chai, the guitar totem defect, while the friendly NPCs ask for Chai's help and think, "Ah, thanks. This'll help us find that defect."
I'm trying to concentrate. If you find that guitar totem defect, let me know. Stop fooling around! We're supposed to be looking for the defect!
Generally, I enjoyed the humor of Hi-Fi Rush a lot. I loved the main cast, and I enjoyed the NPCs on both a literal level and as representatives of what the game is trying to satirize about office culture and game development more specifically. It satirizes a lot about gameplay too, with fun fourth wall breaks for closing the game during a high-stakes moment, or a useless item in the shop acting as an attention check. Hi-Fi Rush's ancillary cast does a lot to inject both love and levity into its world, with a retro Saturday morning cartoon sense of humor, and some modern video game sensibilities welded in, for good measure. I adored its fast-paced, music-based, based gameplay loop, and I hope, one day, the game gets the encore it deserves. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is part of a series in which I look at NPCs in even more games that pique my interest. I also make video essays about games, movies, and all that good stuff. So if you like my work, consider subscribing. In the description, you can find links to the social media pages where I post my photos, sometimes paired with short stories about the NPCs I've looked at. So enjoy! This video is made possible by your support here and on the crowdfunding website Patreon. If you'd like to see more of this kind of work in the world, or your name in the credits of future NPC videos, consider checking out my new page there. There's also a Ko-Fi link as a one-time tip jar, equally as appreciated. Thank you as always for sticking around, and until next time, remember that every stranger on the street's got a story, and every story can only get stranger.